40 million quid. Really, Burnley? What, does Scotty Parker need more next catalogues? What is going on with the James Trafford bid? Hi everyone, welcome back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day and a little bit of mixture of rumour has it in here as well. So Jeepers Creepers indeed, Jeepers Creepers 2. I think we've done this video before with that title, but what on earth is going on with the James Trafford move to Newcastle United? So the story broke, the Newcastle were in talks with Burnley about signing a player. 30 million quid was the fee. We thought, well, that's fair enough, 30 million quid's about right. Man City getting a bit of a sell on here. You know, they bought the lad for, was it 10 million quid or something, 11 million quid? He's had a brilliant season. He's a young player. He's in the England squad. He's probably going to be number one in the next few years. So I can understand why they want big money for the lad, Burnley. And obviously, they're going to have to go sign a replacement as well. They're back in the Premier League, so they can command a nice little bit of money for James Trafford, who apparently wants to move to Newcastle. He agreed the deal last summer, and he sounds like he wants the deal now as well, and can't really blame him. But 40 million quid is what apparently Burnley want. Newcastle and Burnley are still talking about the deal. I don't know how the hell they're going to get over that. I mean, we're going back down another Crystal Palace path here where we offer 40 million quid and they want
$50 million? And who you think you kidnapped, Chelsea Clinton?
That's right, 50 million. You know, I don't want to go down that route again, you know, and we've got no plan Bs either by the looks of it. Garcia's off to Barcelona. Was he ever really linked to Newcastle? Was he ever really a target? Was it just a name that agents threw out there in the media to try and get their client a better move? Kelleher's moved to Brentford for 13 million quid. I like Kelleher as a keeper. I thought he would have been a sound keeper to bring into the Newcastle United squad. Granted, we've still got about 6 keepers. We need to shift some of them, but obviously Trafford is the number one target. And this all goes back to Eddie Howe and the way he wants to do business. There's no surprise that Eddie Howe is now in charge of transfers, and all of the targets that have been heavily linked are the targets that Eddie Howe has been after for the last 2 years. James Trafford, Anthony Elanga, João Pedro, Jacob Ramsey, all these players have been on Eddie Howe's hit list. And Marc Guehi, let's not forget him, the garden path man himself. You know, all these players have been on Eddie Howe's hit list for the last 2 years, and these are the players that he wants. These are the players that he wanted maybe Ashworth to bring in. These are the players that he wanted Mitchell to bring in. I forgot his name there so quickly. He's disappeared out my memory banks. But these are the players that you wanted the director of football to bring in. They didn't bring in. So now Eddie wants these players. But this is the problem that we have. Last summer, we don't know what happened. We don't know whether Palace were taking the piss and they kept putting the cost up for Guehi, like maybe Burnley are going to do for Trafford. If Newcastle want to pay 40, fuck it, let's ask them for 50. Let's ask them for 55. Maybe they will take the piss because they want as much money as they can get, because they're going to have to give their money to Man City as the sell-on fee. So it's a bit of a mess. And once again, there doesn't seem to be a plan B or C here. Now, personally, for me, if the James Trafford deal becomes too uncostly and too ridiculous, I think Newcastle United need to walk away from it. Now, whether they'll have another goalkeeper to go to, I don't know. But we've been down this road before, man. Dashfully, those kind of things, getting strung along with all these different keepers that would be linked to. It's never happened. Apparently, we're interested in the Lille keeper, you know, but I think 25 million was reported fee, but I think City were quoted 50-odd million quid from him because these clubs are in financial problems and they want to sell their jewels for the best price they possibly can. I don't blame them for that, but this is another problem. If Newcastle United are going to be led down a garden path with Trafford and the whole thing falls away to shit in the palm of their hands once again, they're going to end up with no plan B, because there is no plan B. There is no alternative option. You know, if you go to buy a car or whatever, you maybe narrow it down to 2 cars. You go, I want that car or that car. And if you can't afford that car, you go, fuck it, I'll get that car. But that's not what we do. We go, I want that car, I'm not having a car. I'm just going to fucking walk otherwise. I'm going to get the bus, fuck it. And that seems to be the transfer mentality right now. That's what I'm assuming. We don't know because nobody talks about transfers. You know, we've heard people put things out in the media, trickle through to old Ronnie Gale, whether they're accurate or not, I don't know. I don't want to badmouth the Chronicle, but if they told me it was going to be sunny tomorrow, I'd take an umbrella. But going back to the whole thing about the transfer market itself, if these are our targets and these are the targets that we've seriously scouted and kept in contact with, and for the sake of Trafford, we've even agreed to bring it to the club and he wants to come to the club, push it through. Push it over the line, get it done. You know, whether it has to be cash plus player for Trafford, do that. Give them fucking Target or something like that. I'll drive them down to Burnley for you. It's on my way. You know, I drive there for me day job. I'll fucking take them to Burnley. I won't even charge them for the fuel. You know, fuck it. I'll buy them a bag of crisps and a bottle of pop on the way. Just do something and get the deal done. Don't be in a position where you chase a player and then it falls a bit of shit, you don't get him, and you end up with the same squad. Now, for what it's worth, Nick Pope and Dubravka, for me, would be fine for the keepers next season. You know, I think the goalkeeper thing could have been kicked down the road for another season. I really do. I know Pope made some errors, but if you go back and look at the season, Pope made some errors, but he made some brilliant saves as well. And Dubravka came in and he also did really well when he came in. We've got two good goalkeepers there, two international class goalkeepers that are capable of playing Premier League and Champions League between them, and you can move them around. You know, Dubravka can play league games, Pope can play Champions League games, or whatever it may be. We're not that desperate for James Trafford, right? Is he a great young keeper? Yes. You know, is he only going to get better? Yes. Is he great on the ball compared to those two? Yes. You know, will he be England number one? Probably yes. But if you're going to spend 40 million quid on him, right, either do it or fucking move on. Don't get a keeper, put that 40 million quid in the right centre half or a right winger, or go and get another keeper that's cheaper than him. I think you've missed out on a couple of really good keepers already in the shape of Garcia and Kelleher, but don't go down the garden path once again, Newcastle. Get your shit together. If this is the target that you want and he ain't available, pick another target. But I think this is what's going to happen potentially through the window, and I really hope I'm wrong. We're going to get to the end of the window. I hope we have signed the players that we want to sign, but this is the problem, Newcastle. You have to have 2 or 3 options in a position. You have to have it. You know, it's bad scouting if you don't have it. Don't just go after one player. And I get Eddie wants characteristics and particulars. And listen, Eddie Howe's a great coach. He's coached us to Champions League twice in the last 3 years. Won as a cup, first domestic cup in 70 years. But you have to have more than one option as a player in modern day football. You simply have to. But let us know in the comments below what you think about the Trafford deal. Would you walk away at 40 million quid, or is he worth it? Pay it, get the deal done, and get the lad here. And which player would you swap with Trafford if you had to do cash plus player? I'm very interested to hear that. Let us know in the comments, guys. Smash like and subscribe. Keep it evermore. We're over 10,500 now, so thank you, wonderful people, for clicking that button. Next target is 11,000. We will have a giveaway prize for the 11,000 subscribers. I've got a couple of nice little prizes in the old Evermore vault. So smash that button. Recommend us to family and friends. Have a belt. We'll be back with some more transfer banter soon. Hopefully a bloody signing, you know, because we're sick of waiting. Have a cracker. See you later. Cheers.
Heroes celebrate. They have done it.